I was yawning. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. It is Dude here, and we're back to Ace Attorney, where today I'll be Edward. I'm going against Godo. Let's go. Oh my, Mr. Laurels feels that way about me. Did we just tell Iris everything? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. That you love, Bikini. This is not time to be embarrassed. Oh, that's why he's telling Iris about Larry, because Larry's the one who sent her the blackmail letter. So that gives Iris some relief, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. In any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I'll drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Loris is the witness of today? No, not yet. Maybe in part 2 of the trial. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I need to adjust my fan. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dioxnin, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edward? Yes? You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed... Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Oh wait, okay. Iris! You do realize you're very cute, right? Even to someone like me. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edward! I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I'm fit to do the task I've been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. What a cute girl. Okay, did you simp for Maya? Stop simping for Iris. But damn, she's cute. Anyways. We have no one against. Okay, nice. This is an easy case. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris and... what was the voice I gave you? I think I ended up giving you a normal judge voice because I was, like, tired of doing that. Okay. I mean, normal judge will be coming back eventually. What's a voice I'll never get an opportunity to do it again. Okay, I gotta think about actual other cartoon characters. That isn't just like generic anime girl voice. Come on, dude, come on. Come on, what would... Barney! No, that is Judge is the judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. You know, gives him a different voice. Slightly, it's still judge idea, but different... Judge, but different judge. There you go, that's the voice it is. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I'd like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before I had the chance to begin. Okay, there we go. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds a defendant. Okay, guess that's our last case, guys. Okay. Franziska! I mean, she's gonna have to come back after all! The prosecution stands ready! I guess they didn't have Godo because it would be like too much like aura for like an episode to handle, so there we go. And you are... Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Okay, oh man, should I have her in the thumbnail? I feel like it'll be kind of a spoiler to the surprise. I'm being serious, I did not know she was gonna... I knew she was gonna be in this case in some extent, right? After, like, that cliffhanger and Justice for All. But I did not know she'd be, like, prosecutor. That's so cool. But, more karma, you say? I'm happy I did not get this surprise ruined. Perchance, you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Okay, I guess I forgot this judge's alternate voice. I'm going back to the normal voice. Whoopsies. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma. That is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? You must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edward. Yes, Your Honor? I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Ms. Orkama, do you have anything to say? There's no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't? But I'm sure that once before in this courtroom... Ack! I told you, there's no such weakling! What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I'd care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip, Hold it. I have no objection to that whip. Okay, if you support judges getting abused, I guess, sure. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 70 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today! Fuck! What am I doing? This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I'll not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I see you brought your flair for this histrionic. Allow me to add it to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Whoa! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Okay, very well. Ms. Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. What I might do is, I want to have Von Karma in some sort of thumbnail because she is an important character in this case. I mean, she's being a prosecutor, so I might do what I did with like Farewell, my turnabout, where I didn't put Edgeworth in a trial thumbnail because that would spoil the fact that he was going to prosecute against me, but I did put him in an investigation thumbnail just to show the fact that, oh, he's coming back and he's going to have a big role. So that's what I'm going to do. So that way, it won't be like a spoiler, you know. I don't want to... Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, okay? I don't want to spoil, you know, Von Karma's surprise appearance in court, but I also want to give her representation in my thumbnails. So that's why I'll put her in an investigation thumbnail, because I'm sure she'll come back in investigation. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Yaxnem. Her body is found in the Hasagur Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. There's no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there's a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. You're sure it's Cody Hackins. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Oh, hold on there. I'm not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. Bailey, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Is she really stooping on her back that much? Once again, your name and occupation, please. That's what it sounded like. He didn't just say short, he just like back pain. Oh, little me. Well, I'm. Wait, SpongeBob. Little me, I'm the head nun of Hasagur Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. Why did her cheeks vibrate like that? Her facial cheeks. It's not her chest cheeks, but why did her facial cheeks vibrate like that? But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Ah! The courtroom is a garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis out of twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in the summer. In any case. Witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements at night, huh? Okay. No. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in her temple, but, well, as you can see, my bank likes to act up, violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte, and returned to Hasagur Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it! So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hasagur Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I wouldn't have stayed in the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Alright, the night of the murder. Murder. Then I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. But, hold it! What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place drawing and spiritual power is required. There is a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor, watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip, in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazagor Temple, where the murder took place? Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up, violently. No, violently. That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right, raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the Acolyte and returned to Hazagor Temple. Hold it! You left Iris to help? With what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over Acolytes so they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct? Yes, yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. There's no bed in the Inner Temple, you see, so I needed a long, hot soak. So you returned to the Hazagor Temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world, after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are! I know what's on your mind. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did he wash? Ah, this is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? Ah! Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. You leech, the lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench? Now you know how Phoenix feels. And Gumshoe. Oh shoot, a lot of people. And the judge. Everyone's been whipped. Oh, holy crap. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... It was just after... Hold it! Hold it. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it is pure coincidence that a witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There's no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what that is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness memory and observation skills are. Okay, let's go review this. Okay. And return to Hazagor Temple. Just after finish. Just says I was heading back. That's when I saw it. Heading back. If I use the map, I'm assuming she didn't really head back. If you're heading back, let me look at the map. So if you're heading back, can you see the garden? Isn't the garden in the back? I'm assuming that's it. I'm gonna go save, because I'm pathetic. You know, should I have more stakes? Should I have stakes that if I fail, like I have to... Yeah, we're gonna have stakes, okay? This is what I'm confident in, okay? It has to be this, right? It has to be. It has to be the map. Come on, come on. I think it's it. It's gotta be. Like, she was going back to the temple. How did you see it in the garden? Come on. And I'm wrong. That statement contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence. It does? How do you mean? Forgive me, Your Honor, but you just said it yourself that it does. Don't try to play mind games with me. Okay. Curses, it appears I have yet to adjust to being on this side of the courtroom. Okay, it has to be this, right? It has to be this testimony. I feel like it's gotta be this. There's a bath, and you need a long inner soak. Okay, maybe I need to use the actual manor map. What? What? When did the murder happen? Okay. 10 p.m. So lights were out. If lights were out... If lights were out... If lights were out... So lights had to be out, so how come you don't remember lights being out? Because lights were literally out. Lights were out before the murder happened. How do we connect this though? Like, which one do I use? Because it doesn't say anything about lights. I feel like I have to wait until lights are actually mentioned, but like... What the fuck is this? Because she doesn't... She should have mentioned something about lights, but like, she doesn't. 10:57 approximately. Don't even remember lightning either. What is this? Wait, what did I do? Yeah, what did I do? Maybe I have to look at her profile. Maybe she doesn't have back pains. No, she does have back pains. Okay, okay, fine. I'll use a damn walkthrough. God damn it. Fine. I have no brain. I'm sorry. Okay, I guess I did have a point after all. So if Iris, okay, yeah. Oh, so the point is like Iris was already in the thing. Okay, I guess. Sure. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests under power of observation and memory, after all. Wow! Don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazuger Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claimed that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all! No! She said that? Defendant or your witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. That is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazuger Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. Fuck! But that is odd! Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. I guess Dahlia, it had to be Dahlia that is pinning it, depending on the murder on her. Whoa! All people lie! That is my belief, but the question is like, why is Dahlia out of jail, and why the fuck did nobody notice? Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. I guess I'll explain why Gota's missing. He's making out with Dahlia after Dahlia, caused troubles for Mia. Which means, we must call your memory into question. Dear! You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you? Oh, well, that isn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect! Crystal clear, especially in winter. Dad, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. I guess I just lost track of when she actually came to the temple. I thought she came to the temple before 10, so that's why I was trying to see which part of testimony do I present, like, that shows, okay, after 10, I don't know, whatever it is, yeah, it worked. Everything worked out in the end. Okay, I just said it was like a little earlier, that's why I thought I had to wait for her to leave. So, you saw the logic, right? If Iris did lights out at 10, that means lights should have been out, then she saw the murder, because we already know lights out happened right at the start of the murder, so. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. Let us return to the cross-examination. Okay. There's like 2 new ones, okay? But what is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with a spirit is what we train people to do, right? We'll be one asking you a question, madam. In order to do that, a place strong and spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across the Ski-Town Bridge called the Inner Temple. Anglix must undergo an entire night there to undergo intense training. I think I felt like I read this already. And how exactly to help with this process. It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure his child studies. A tutor with a whip, in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazuger Temple where the murder took place? Okay, we did read this. Okay. It's a new one here. Are you sure that you are not making a mistake? Young man, need to get your estimation on me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The small thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. So she says exactly as she had been at winter. Can we like? There's gotta be some like weird ass picture. Maybe is that the same picture? We got any like Larry being a creep picture? I came to the inner temple. She had was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Oh, because she already gave the hoods. Yeah, she already gave the hoodie. Oh, now I remember. Oh, I do remember. Lights Out happened first, and then Maya went off to train with the nun and Iris. Oh, I mean, Iris allegedly. I do remember now. Oopsies, I have bad memory, guys. I'm sorry. I forgot this all took place after the Lights Out bell. And that, okay, okay, so we just, that contradiction was simple. It just proves, okay, Iris says she never left, though. Okay, anyways, she's not wearing the exact same clothes because she gave her hoodie to Phoenix. That's my logic. Let's go! I have logic. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warning hood, correct? Of course! There's a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Ms. Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the Lights Out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood! Wow! It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order! Order in the court! Witness, you're— Ah! Sister! This hood! You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares, well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owns. Then this is quite strange. Ah! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but she won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt! Witness! While I don't wish to call your testimony to doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable getting along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. The seeds of doubt are spreading the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. I'm not doing a sexual joke. I would never do that. I'm Edgeworth. I'm a chill guy. I finished my bath around 11. I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was— Oh, Mr. Gellies! And with that sort of old things. Mr. Gellies was staying in a corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, there would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court, and me singing all from this very chair. Or, well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something like that? Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Alright, let's do this. After my bath, I'm singing stupid songs. Hold it! How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. Alright, hold it! You say you heard a noise. Thump! Just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. He's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump! Just like that. But Dad, couldn't the noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. Ho ho ho! Ah! Next in the left gets a whipping. Well, whenever the source of the sound, I looked over the courtyard and Iris was all Mitsugelli's and with a sort of old things. Hold it. This is the second time that a witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to. The murderer who stabbed the victim with a sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Ow! Now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that's been bugging me all this time. Please, don't keep us in suspense. Her hood! Her hood? That's right! It's coming back to me! Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood! I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? Heck! You dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this something important? Sure. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at this moment. Your Honor, I'd like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Heh, Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Witness, add that statement to your testimony. No problemo. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. You are sure about that? Yes. After all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're poor, you understand? It's our style. Yes, that's it. There's absolutely no need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whipped puppy instead of my whip. At least then it might bite you and not someone else. Iris didn't have her hood on. I'm sure of it. Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, eh? Okay. Face out in the courtyard. Hold it. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim room was on the second floor. No! Hazard Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building. I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room, after all. The stabbing itself must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Is there contradiction with the autopsy report of that? What makes you so sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. That as the report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep. I'm more than just a pretty face. Especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith after all. The head honcho of Hazuka Temple. There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? It doesn't feel like she is lying. This is a very powerful testimony too. She claims to have seen the incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client Iris and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Okay, finished bath around 11, so you thought you should return to the inner temple, okay. You heard a noise from the courtyard, and you look and Iris was, with a sort of old things. Iris didn't have her hood on. It's not that consistent, that's the issue. Wait a minute, can I read this again? Can I read out this report again? Body fell 10 feet after death. The stabbing itself must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. But she already died, didn't she? Body fell 10 feet after death. There we go. That's what I thought. So the question is, like, how does the Hood testimony help us? Is it just like a red herring? It might just be a red herring. Like, it doesn't really help. Not sure. Anyways, I need to go take a quick break. I'll be back! Amazing! I got distracted off of live streaming again. It's June 17th right now, in real life for me. And last time I did was June 9th. It's 8 days later. What? Impressive logic, that's what I like to say anyway. My boy Edgy, I love him. I mean, I am him. That's one of my profile picture for many of my places. If you go to my letterbox account, my profile picture is Edgeward. If you ever message me like on a personal account, my profile picture is Edgeward. Like all my friends, every time they message me, they see Edgeward, just like doing his gesture, like. Because what I do is in my messages, I have like a more of a sarcastic, like. I wouldn't say I'm like a complete asshole, but let's just say that we love making fun of each other. I'm a high school boy. What do you expect? So, yeah, I think the Edward profile picture suits me because Edward has like a sarcastic personality, and I use sarcasm a lot when critiquing my friends and giving my friends constructive criticism through satire. Let's just say that. Oh, please do. My brain is especially else. Oh wait. SpongeBob. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? Oh yeah, I remember this. I got flashbacks, guys. I don't have that bad of memory. I remember exactly what this is. So, she said, that he died after he fell down. Autopsy report says he already died, then he fell down, right? Or was it reverse? See, I was correct! Yes, let's go! I'm big brain! Did the autopsy report? It'll be so fucking funny if she's like, there's an updated autopsy report. I took another one as a way to get back to Edward. That'll be the funniest shit. What a great way. It'll be a great way to like come back to the beginning. Our first case with Edward, and now this is like end of the trilogy. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ah! Never mind. No, okay, no, we're not doing the updated autopsy report. That one's so funny. Edward gets the tool back. Edward's this is the first time Edward's being defended, and now he realizes, and now he gets that old prosecutor trick thrown back at him. No, that's right! It says after death here, right here. After. What a great trilogy. I'm sorry, I had to make that. The scene that witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Ah! Oh, damn, she is short. Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. I'm getting a call. I'll be back. Alright, my bitches, we're back. Okay, that is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of her window right into the courtyard below. You're right, Edgy. But that's not what she said. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dexnev's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Oh! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room! I love recording these videos, but these Ace Attorney videos take up so much of my energy. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim would be, oh! I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this. As I'm sure, Your Honor, is— oh fuck, I accidentally clapped my hand too hard. With my nails. I didn't clap it properly, I stabbed my nail. As I'm sure Your Honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Genius, indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With a weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. I already know where this is going. So, Ms. Von Karma was going to say that Iris here actually stabbed the victim in the room. Then she threw her out the window. She was already dead by then. And then, in the courtyard, she removed the weapon. And that's when the blood was lost. And that's what our witness here saw, our SpongeBob. I already could predict it. And if she does not use that, then she's stupid, I'm better. But a perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out the window with a sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions. See, I told you. Maybe she's not that dumb. Maybe she's as brilliant as I am. Which is very smart. We're both very smart. Order! 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 Surely you're a fucking dumbass. I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I expect no less from Franziska von Karma. But Edward here is even more brilliant than von Karma. He's as brilliant as me, actually. He's actually really smart, like I am. And he's gonna he was ready for this moment. He's gonna destroy her argument of facts and logic, like I do. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part, and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain sitting in the crate. Don't go selling me short! This is the stupidest thing for me to laugh at. The way the winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. I love this game so much. Oh my god, Distant Clannad, such funny games. With the whip. And Almost Me Too, what fun stuff. Oh my god, I love the games I play on this channel. Oh boy, alright, that's why I play them, because I love the games I play. I'm one of those YouTubers who only plays games they love. Love. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And then when I woke, Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. This all confirms Miss Karma's theory. My karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma, and I'm going to teach you just that. Oh my god, I just remembered something. Okay, let me give you some context of what I just remembered. Oh my god, I love this game. Makes me think of most craziest stuff. Okay, so my friend, he got into like this prestigious high school, and in the acceptance letter it said you stood out for your character. Okay, so then my other friend is like, what could he have possibly done? Because this friend of ours that got accepted is not like, I mean, he's good and all, but like I wouldn't call him like, I wouldn't say he has amazing character. He's kind of like a generic freshman. He's kind of like the average freshman, and the freshmen in our grade have no dignity. They're kind of like stupid. They're a lot worse than we. I'm not saying this from a. I'm not saying, oh, us sophomores are so much better than a freshman. It's just like they're really inferior. They're like truly inferior humans. I mean, the point is, he's not. I don't think we agree that his character is not that special. So then what I said was, it's what he didn't do. That's why they like his character. It's what he didn't do, actually, or at least what he didn't mention. I was going to make a reference to a Ghibli video, but I'll spare you. Unless you want to know. I unironically learned something about life from it. So yeah, there's this Ghibli video. I learned something about. I learned something very important about life from this Ghibli video. And then I remembered and then I was recording this right now, right? I was recording this right now, and I remembered that conversation. And then I reminded myself of the title of that Ghibli video. Oh my god. What was it? Oh my god. I think I remembered. Let me just search this up. Oh god. Let me get the exact title. 50 girls rank 5 guys by attractiveness. 30 million views. Oh my god. So the lesson I learned about life. So what they did was, at the end of that video, the girls started asking the guy, like they would ask like a guy at a time like certain questions. So they asked this one guy about like his emotional like vulnerabilities, and that guy talked about his emotional vulnerabilities, like, oh, that's so sweet. And then they asked this other guy about his ethnicity, and then obviously the answers weren't as good. You're asking him to talk about his ethnicity compared to asking a guy to open up like emotionally. And then the next guy they asked if he ever cheated on someone, and he's like, yeah. So and they were like, oh, I didn't like that guy as much because he said he cheated on someone. Like, you never even asked that same question to everyone else. For all you know, all those men have cheated on someone. But you just asked that one guy, you're judging him on the one question, and you're judging him on the question you didn't ask anyone else. And then you're like, oh my god, this other guy's so hot. He's like emotionally vulnerable because you asked him! You asked him only! I'm sorry. This is not me being insulted. I think it was a funny video overall. Obviously, this is not like, I know they had different questions for everyone else. They were just like, they didn't want to repeat the same questions and all, but like, humanity's fucking stupid. Oh my god. Anyways, the lesson on life I learned is that people are stupid. That's the lesson I learned. Okay, they don't really have much logic. Like, I understand why they ask people different questions. That's good. That's good. Okay, I understand. Obviously, I'm assuming the producers might have been like also just telling them in general, hey, don't repeat the same question. Please ask different questions to everyone. But like, yeah, of course you're not like the guy who you gave better questions to. Okay. Oh my god, he's so hot. He admitted to like emotional vulnerabilities. Oh, this guy's mean. He's a cheater. Like, because you asked him like, what the fuck? Okay, anyways, so that's what I was trying to tell them. I was like, oh, now let's connect that Jubilee video to the standing up for character, okay? I was just saying that it's the things he didn't do, like, they didn't ask him that stuff, I don't know, this connects. The point is, Jubilee video taught me a life lesson. Humans are stupid. People who ask better questions get better results. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. I need to take a pooping. I'm sorry, I will not. I'm gonna refrain from such obscene language. I'm gonna take a pooping. I'm sorry. That was inappropriate of me, very disgusting, and I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna go take a poop. Yeah. I'll be back. When I looked across the. Nope, stop! Hold it! At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important thing. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Now, hold it. Think carefully. This is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. Now, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mr. Gillies' body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in a room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. No. I said no. No. Go back. Hold it! So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right! Some of it had splattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked... that seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Yas, queen. I'm sorry. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. Well, what did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw a girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. Well, more like it came out. Is this a sex metaphor? Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. I need to know more about his sex metaphors, you have Bikini. Oh, was it that important? More important than you can imagine. I saw the incident in which the blade plunged in the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Amy. She said to the hilt, right? To the hilt. The hilt is here, is it not? Only this much is covered. I might need to go back to that. That might be when you need to press. Yeah, see? Mystic Elise was on the ground, and Iris was stooped over. It says to the hilt, but like in reality, it never went that far. See? The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Miss Elise's body. It slid up from that gaping wound! Ah! That goes without saying. But if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. There will be blood. There will be... What's the movie slogan? I'm not... Stop getting distracted, dude. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about his testimony is very out of place. That something, which couldn't possibly have happened, appears to have happened. Yeah, that's the part. Yeah, okay, that's the part we want to do. But we want to press everything else, you know. Let's hear this. Was the bleeding caused by the killer removing the sword? we got a contradiction. I just want to hear the rest of this dialogue, because sometimes they're very funny. One of my favorite pieces of dialogue was when the judge in Farewell My Turnabout was like, Phoenix! I knew you were trying to murder me! Like, that only happened because we were pressing stuff, so yeah. No mistaking it. I remember it all. Clear as day! Don't you think that's a bit odd? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Why would the killer pull out the sword? What? If all she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue, then there would be no reason to remove it from the body. All that would have accomplished is causing the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Ms. Von Karma? That's... Indeed. It is strange, now that you mention it. I'm going to need to find an answer to this mystery, too. Anyway, the witness said something terrible. So what did he do after death? Witness? I fainted. Hold it. Now, onto what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know. 10, maybe 20 minutes? A young man with a very prickly-looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation. Well, I wasn't asking for map-to-map or anything of the sort. But I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening? Did she just say, like, the guy was on top of her? Anyways, hold it. By Mystic Amy, you are referring to the golden statue, correct? Just having someone with the sacred treasure is terrible enough, but then to make Mystic Amy hold a blade? Truly, a heinous, despicable crime. That the real culprit will pay, not... we know Iris is not the real culprit. If it is easy to despise something, anyone can do it. However, there's something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly, why would a killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anybody explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can. There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself... There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the thingy from the Amy statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in his testimony, perhaps then I'll begin to find the truth. Okay, let's go find the contradiction. Well, that should be it. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. Well, what do you mean? You make it sound like as though I'm a liar! But, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Yeah, that's something. What contradictions are you talking about? In that scene, where the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. Oh yeah, Edgeworth. Go on, edgy boy. What do you mean? Please explain you. Ah! Explain yourself! To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how you look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble, you sexist? I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If the sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out so smoothly. That's... We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when a weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. Genius. That's nothing more than conjecture! In reality, the victim was stabbed with the thingy. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. Ooh, go on, edgy boy. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only top blood? Why is there only blood on the tip of it? Fuck! Ah! If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Order, order! Ah! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth! Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could have maybe only managed one, if that. What about Bikini? Well, what does this all mean? You have proven contradiction regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... I'm only appreciating the fact that Edgeworth's, like, they changed Edgeworth's sprite so that way he has a badge. Anyways, the weapon used to kill the victim was not this weapon that I'm not gonna bother pronouncing. What? A foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool! Let's examine this again! What was it that made us think the sword was a murder weapon? Well... It's because Mystic Amy was holding it. Exactly! However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. I had to add a lot of drama so that way I can show how good of a voice actor I am by over-dramatizing with lines that were not even dramatized. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It has influenced us to believe that the Shishito was the murder weapon. Order! 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 Ah! So maybe the Shishito was not the murder weapon. Even that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That is true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? That is so. I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Ms. Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Another mystery to throw into the pile. A troll without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. Amazing. What is it, sister? I was just thinking. It's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. Who was whipped here? I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Stop staring at me. Damn it. No. No. Okay, let's do this, guys. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went on to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks! Tracks that indicated that a snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon onto Eagle River and came back while I was knocked down? Iris could have done that. She couldn't drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please, tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and age, you know? Quite. There were indeed snowball tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph. Amazing. A snowmobile. I see. Well, this certainly is an interesting theory. But that's just a stupid theory. The tracks began in front of Hazakura Temple and ran all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swifty, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, the cross-examination, please. Alrighty. Yes, let's go! Let's do this, guys. We can nail you. We're gonna press on you, like we did with April May in the beginning of the series. You were sure about the time. Yes! I was worried about it, after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy on the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Your estimation at the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. Hey, sisters. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Hold it. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. The one who trampled me. It seems she is the type to hold a grudge. There's enough on in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have a cell phone on him? You've forgotten it at home, apparently. So that's the one who did that inappropriate act of trampling a woman. What a naive boy as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand too. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there I saw tracks! Tracks that indicate a snowmobile had been used. Hold it. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it! That's the only one we have. It will run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course! It was parked in front of the gate. So, she had already gone. Just go to the murder weapon and return by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Harder, further, stronger, faster. I need answers to every possible doubt. This snowmobile in question. Was it still warm at the time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, huh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. Okay, so you dumbasses, listen to me. It goes without saying that even a snowmobile would heat its engine. If it was still warm, that means it was recently used. Ah, I see! I never thought of it, Dad. That's right, I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, oh, okay. There wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason, only snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it? Curses! It seems highly likely that the killer did use a snowmobile then, huh? How long does it take to get to the Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? No, it takes, In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Ah! There's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain? Oh, God. I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. See, I'm short. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. But then I started having back problems, and that caused me to be shorter. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch. Just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, I thought you were going to say that her back got bent, and then that's what that she couldn't reach the pedal. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Okay, maybe they threw the weapon? Hold it. Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Yeah, hold it! Well, it would have been possible. Time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh, and what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all this? Why could the Eagle Ripper to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Morgama? Whoa! Turning to me for help over the slightest thing! Why don't you think for yourself once in a while? Your Honor. What? She's as over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with his testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in his plot account. Okay. 11 p.m. Let's just go do every one at a time. No, that's about right. After asking that what it be, I went to the main gate. There said you saw tracks in case snowmobile had been used. Okay. Into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Can I look at the map? When in doubt, look at a map. This is like the whole navigation thing, right? So I think the map would come in handy. Main gate. You drive here. You drop a thing, and then you go back. What would the contradiction be? I mean, I think the contradiction might just be the fact that Larry Butts never saw her, right? Like, Larry Butts is here in the Heavenly Hall. And besides, he had to transition to Larry Butts anyway, right? We know the next trial is going to be Larry Butts, most likely. So what if the connection is that we use the map for the final part of the testimony, which is she could have done that driving. And then in the contradiction, when the judge asks, we point at Heavenly Hall and say, Larry, you didn't see her. you have anything like in the witness account specifically that could help? No. Okay. Okay, so I remember, okay, after there I saw the tracks. Now let's use the map. I think I'm going in the right place. No, I'm not going in the right place. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness statement? I don't think there's a problem with it. You say that with such gusto that I suppose I must agree that that is all there is to it. Don't get smart with me. Get smart with this penalty. I repeat that even I can make mistakes. That's okay, Edgy. Sometimes you have to bluff your way through this shit, and sometimes you have to pause the game and look at a walkthrough. No, I can't do this. I can't do this. My dignity's at stake here. No! Third weapon came back while I was knocked out, but why? Where did we discover Phoenix? Phoenix fell into the river, right? How come we didn't see? How come we didn't see Phoenix? Huh? Huh? Okay. Heavenly Hall. That might be it. That's what I want to use. Heavenly Hall is a contradiction. That statement contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence. It does? How do you mean? Forgive me, Your Honor, but you just said it yourself that it does. Oh, there always is new contradiction lines. I didn't notice that. That was only per testimony there's different contradiction, but now. Don't try to play mind games with me. Nah, there's always new stuff. Curses. It appears I had to adjust to being undecided in the courtroom. Okay, yeah, I'm using the walkthrough. Okay, I think I'm in the right spot. I just don't know how to present it according to game mechanics. Okay, that's the issue. Yeah, I'll be back. Sometimes I can be a real dumbass, you know that? So, you know, a normal person would have, like, looked at the photo, and then they would have noticed. She just said that she drove this and drove back, but there's only one set of tracks. I'm a dumbass. That's okay. I'll admit it. Okay. Sometimes people can be stupid, okay? I'm a very smart, I'm a brilliant person, I'm a genius. I'm a true genius, okay? I'm making these very entertaining videos. You're listening to me right now. You're listening to this video because you had enough patience to listen through me through this entire thing. And I speak so fast because I have so many thoughts, and I can process all my thoughts so quickly that I can speak so quickly, and then even the other captions can understand what I'm saying because I say my words so clearly and I enunciate them all so very wellly. Okay, I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that their snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Just from heading out in the bridge, and just from coming back. Ah! You're right! You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in our theory? The idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks? It's flawless. There's a contradiction. That has to be. The tracks in the river were covered in snow. What a nice theory. Weather report, please. Weather report, help me. Weather report. Yeah, because the snow is from 10 to 10:50. She said she saw the murder at 11. The tracks into the river was covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Ms. Von Karma, it is impossible. Would you care to explain why there's a rude index finger currently pointing in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Ms. Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? It's gotta be a report. Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. It has to be the weather. If they were to prove the snow, yeah, it has to be weather. witness. Please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Exactly, I have good memory. I have decent memory. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling! It is impossible for any tracks made after the time to have been covered up! Ah! Order! Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss Karma's claim has been snowed in. Whoa! It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow! I'm sorry, I'll not do that again. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things! That's what I say, but then I end up doing it again because I'm stupid and I have no empathy. I'm like I'm bad boy, so I don't do what I promise not to do. Stop! Answer me this, then. When is the weather report even correct? Oh no! You've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Ugh! Forecast data. All reprinted reports have some inaccuracies. It may still have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It's true. We cannot be totally sure, What? How did she pull that off? It's not snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubts to remain concerning this testimony. Huh! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? What? I mean, that's not gonna be enough. I need a photo from the murder itself. That photo was taken afterwards. Again, these are all after, okay. Surely there's something. Okay, no tires, you can eliminate that. I was thinking about something that doesn't have snow on it, but like, it's not gonna work. How does blood work in the cold? Does blood work differently in the snow? Cause look, it has victims' blood and suspects' fingerprints on it. With the snow, then the fingerprints would have been wiped off. What the fuck? That's where we're going. Why is there fingerprints? It was snowing. Your response, Mr. Karma? It looks like it is still snowing in your heart too. Shivering in the cold, you are closing your eyes to the truth. And to think you just arrived after a long tiring flight from Germany. That was poetry. Pure poetry. And we're back to 1 HP, where we're gonna use a walkthrough. This evidence is only gonna freeze my case solid. Respond, Miles Edgeworth! And Sharia, use a fucking tutorial, you fucking dumbass. I'm sorry! Miss Markham was right, I am a fucking dumbass. Even though it's snowing in my heart. At the time of the murder, it already stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple. Oh god, very well then, Edgeworth, where's your evidence? It's here. So you notice how there's like, I think the reason for that is because there's footprints. There's little footprints. There's footprints, so, yeah. Snow was done. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it's snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow. With just one exception, the body itself. Oh yeah, that logic does add up. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Dioxnin. That is the correct logic. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In In other words, you should let Shari direct Ace Attorney show. If the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be 2 sets of tracks. Ah! And thus, weather reports are accurate. Order! Order! Just what are you? Yeah, ha ha! Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself. But, this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazagura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazagura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Oh, this makes more sense. I understand. So, like, it could have easily been a murder, right? The murderer, they were using the tracks for a different reason, right? And then, they did all their shit there. Then they used the tracks, and then they killed our beloved victim after they returned, which still leaves where did the murder weapon go? Okay, never mind. No, I'm getting there. I'm sure. My big brain stays. I'm correct. Unless, wait a minute, my big brain's in use. My big brain's in usage. Remember, she was murdered between 10 to 11. She could have easily been murdered at like around 10. Listen, all we know is that she saw Iris pull the weapon out. That doesn't mean shit, okay? Maybe Iris just like, oh my god, what a fucking disgusting thing, so she took it out. That's all we know, okay? What could have easily happened was, murder happened, okay? Murder happened, it was still snowing, it was like 10:30 or some shit, okay? So the murder happened. Then the killer uses the snowmobile, they dispose the weapon, it stops snowing. So they come back with the snowmobile, and then they throw the body down when it already stops snowing. And then that's when Iris does that stuff, and then she gets caught doing something that she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, okay? And then our woman, our witness SpongeBob witnesses it, and then that's what she thinks she saw. Can I say something? Sure, you're brilliant. Thank you. You already figured out the whole case. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. Feels good that like this is like the actual like how they did the murder stuff, like the mysteries behind the murder itself and the circumstances. Like, sure, I know, like, a couple of, like, the storylines, but the murder itself is so interesting still, because I didn't get spoilers for, like, how this murder was done. So it's still cool. This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used a snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazagura side of the temple and crossed it on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazagura Temple, I didn't see anything near the Dusky Bridge. You must have failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazagura Temple... Actually, that supports our case, right? Would it not support our case? Does it? I don't even know at this point. Actually, I'm not even sure if it supports our case. Like, Vorkar would be like, please, I'm sure you didn't... I'm sure the thing was somewhere else. Like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazagura Temple, there's reasonable doubt right now. There is good doubt on what Iris killed, so that's good. It was there by the main gate, the snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. That's good for us, actually. Wouldn't that be? That means Iris couldn't have... But that is impossible. Order to court. What does this all mean? So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used a snowmobile to return to the Hazagura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, yes, on any more tab. I've told you everything. Everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone. A witness who could testify to having seen this snowmobile. A witness, huh? It's okay, Jordy, you can do your reaction. You can do your shock reaction. Was there no one out, looking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. Let's call it out to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. That reminds me of that idiot! Unless he had something really important to do. Wink, wink. That's a shame. Hold on. Did you just say idiot? Something's coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out in that sub-Arctic night. Your Honor! Actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind. Which are? He's an idiot. First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I'm thinking about. Wait. This individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on a cold night. In other words, he's our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? A boot. Oh, I just noticed he says about in the boot. I'm gonna ignore. Take that! This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Laduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Dioxanim. Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering a boot outside on the night of the murder? That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness, before I even call him. Ooh, smart one. He is after all an artist. He was, perhaps, searching for something in a snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract it from him, right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately! I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well, Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you, whether you like it or not. As was intention. This court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Markarma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. He's not going to traitor me up, is he? He will. God fucking damn it. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. So, there you go, guys. That was nice. That was a nice trial. I love this case already. This is awesome. I can definitely see why people call this the best case in the entire trilogy. This is so fun. And, like, so much mystery. And, like, what's happening here? It's great. It's great stuff. As a final case should be. As the final case of this game and the final case of the trilogy. It's awesome. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time, where hopefully I actually record the episode in like a couple of days instead of like across 2 weeks. Goodbye.